Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business and the Sillyville edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check the website, switchedtolinux.com/live for the latest streaming links. Of course, right now we had DLive decided to quit the bed, and as did Odyssey. They reset my stream key, and I didn't notice it, and I don't seem to have a way to get to it. So my apologies for if you usually watch over on Odyssey. My apologies, it's not up and running. But, hey, the edited videos will make their way over there. Actually, the live video should make its way over there as well. They always tend to duplicate themselves. I should go in there and clean it up. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on into the busyness news. So, with the busyness news, first up, panic at Google. Samsung is considering dumping the Google search for Bing and ChatGPT because, of course, even according to Google employees, Bard sucks. So if people want the AI embedded into their phone, they got to go with the Bing and the ChatGPT, which basically indicates how stupid and crazy the world is going, because we do not need more of that going on in the world, I promise you. But with that being said, as soon as that happens, Google's stock took a massive, massive dive as soon as they just announced it. And that is really the power that a simple announcement has. Now, does this mean they absolutely are? No, they're just considering it. And maybe some people speculated, maybe they're considering it simply to get a better price from Google. Because, of course, Google's paying. This is like Google is what keeps some businesses afloat. And I'm trying to think who was it specifically. Can't believe why my brain is derailing on this one. But who is it now? Lord, I am completely losing it. But yeah, a big group is kept alive simply because Google keeps it alive. My brain is completely derailed. My brain is up in smoke. East Palestine is dumping the vinyl chloride and fire in my brain cells right now, because I cannot believe I have forgotten such a major point I was going to mention here. I should really write this stuff down on my notes. Is it one of the search engines? Is it? Yeah, I forget. But Google itself, they pay a lot of money to make sure that people are using their services quite a bit, and it tends to cause a lot of problems in that Google gets shammed in a lot more things than they have to. Of course, in the EU, on the smartphone, you have to have the choice as to who your option are. But here in the United States, where we do have some of the anti-competitive ends of things, Samsung could just be like, we'll just go ahead and switch to Bing and see what happens. So we'll go ahead and see what happens with that down the road. Are they actually going to do it? And is it going to be easy to switch off of there? Of course, you shouldn't be using either one of them, really. You should be using, Start Page. You should be using Brave, something other than those. Even DuckDuckGo might be better than those options. All right, so WhatsApp and Signal are uniting against the online safety bill amid privacy concerns. We did mention in the past, this deals with the bill going on in UK, where UK is trying to pass a bill making full encryption inside of direct messaging basically illegal. They have to have a backdoor into it. WhatsApp and Signal both independently have said, hey, we're going to consider pulling out of UK if you actually do this. Now the two of them are actually combining together to raise it. So when you get back down in here, they are rivals, but they join forces to show a unity to protest against the online safety bill. The big problem, of course, once again, like we had a mention of this in the privacy section this week, it's all about the children. No, it's not about the children. It's about the fact that all these companies are infiltrated by the government, and the government wants their sticky fingers and their sticky eyeballs all over in there, and that's kind of part of the problem. So they say, in short, the bill poses an unprecedented threat to privacy and safety and security of every UK citizen and the people with whom they communicate. So basically saying, hey, we need to have a lock that you can use the key, but somebody with special privilege can come by and just push a button and open it. And do you trust the government with that special button? No. We need to make sure that we keep encryption in tight wraps. So that's kind of what they are looking at doing there. Netflix is about to crack down on account sharing. Of course, as I was mentioning this to a friend last night, they're saying, oh, they've been saying that for a long time. Well, they've been testing it for a while in other places. And apparently it was successful. So now they're doing the broad rollout of the paid sharing plan. So the idea is you can no longer just share the plan with like your college student. You would have to add on. And so basically you'll have the option now to say, okay, each person would be paying, I don't know, what's Netflix cost these days, $100 a month? No, it's not that. But you have your Netflix account, and instead of being able to share the password, and what they basically did in the first rollout of this is you'd have to log into that device at least, I think, once every 30 days. So if you have your tablet with you and you're a college student, you'd have to go home with your tablet and do that. But the idea here is instead of having to pay two full separate accounts, the idea here is that you'll be able to get in here and you'll be able to say, okay, we're going to set one account, and then we're just going to do it's like a $2 or $3 add-on to have a separate household also having access to the account. So it's not like forcing everybody to have their own account. It's a good medium compromise for what they're trying to do. I appreciate and understand that. Maybe they should have a college student option as well, but I don't know, we'll see. Some people, if they have to pay extra, everyone will just dump Netflix, because Netflix does not have the market share that it used to. It doesn't have the rollout. In fact, what is it? My friend said the other day, what Stranger Things is what's keeping Netflix alive. I gotta say, I watched the first couple seasons of Stranger Things. I like Stranger Things. It's a good show. And I haven't watched it after they went totally crazy. I still watch season 1 and 2, which is, before Cuties and before all the other perverted crap they did. So we'll see what happens with it down the road. But, I'm not buying Netflix to watch it. I'll tell you that. If the DVDs are available, I'll do that. Why not? Maybe split the middle compromise. Why not? But anyway, that's what Netflix is up to. And of course, they also announced this week they are sunsetting the DVD rental business. So if you are still one of those weirdos doing Netflix DVDs, that is going away very, very soon. Well, Snapchat, of course, the company Snap. I had to clarify this as Snapchat because it's a Linux channel. We talk about Snap packages a lot. This is Snap, the company that runs Snapchat, not Snap packages. Snap is launching augmented reality mirrors in stores. The idea is that they have Snapchat-like mirrors that you can stand in front of the mirror, tell it what clothing you're looking at, and it's going to augment reality what you are going to look at inside of that clothing. I gotta say, it's a very interesting thing, and it does prevent people from trying on the clothing. Do you ever think about that? How many people have tried on these pairs of clothing before I've bought them at the store? I don't know. So I don't know, maybe this is a positive thing, and maybe it keeps all the koofy germs off of your clothing before you buy them, but they've still had to touch them and feel them anyway, stick their hands up there, throw them out. Ooh, just hope it's not super hot and sweaty, and ugh. We hope they're keeping their undergarments on, and we're hoping they change their socks more frequently than this crazy van dweller. Who knows, But the idea of putting augmented reality for trying on clothes in a store, that's an interesting idea. Okay. As long as I don't need a Snapchat, whatever, maybe I'll do it sometime. I'm all high about fashion. Y'all know that. I've been wearing a shirt with holes in it for 3 days. Hey, what do you want? And on our final story in business, swatting as a service is now a thing. This is great. This makes my time in the van a wonderful thing. Swat me, brother. You gotta find me first. All right. So, of course, if you're unaware of swatting, this is where you have somebody that's live streaming right now, and you don't like them, so you call the cops on them. You say, "Oh, there's a guy with a gun here, and he's doing all sorts of bad stuff," and blah blah blah, and all this other kind of stuff. So with all that going on, what happens now is they're coming in, and now groups are selling this. And it is actually a crime, and it's not quite as people are not quite as aware of it as they need to be. But if you are a big streamer and you're in a town, it would be good for you to make initial contact with the police department, give them your number, give them your address, tell them what you do, give them your channel name, and give them a few emergency contacts. Okay, so if somebody calls in to that address, they should have a way to flag that address and go, oh, this guy's a streamer. Let's call the emergency contacts first. Let's just go onto YouTube, see if he's streaming, whatever it happens to be, so they can kind of get more preparedness with this. So, if you're a big streamer, it would be a good thing to do this because you don't have to have a lot of subscribers to find people who hate you and threaten you. I mean, I'm not a huge streamer, and I've had crazy unhinged lunatics emailing me how crazy and stupid I am and that they would like to rearrange the cells in my brain. Okay, it's kind of like, really? But then you realize that, yeah, there's people in this world that are just not okay. So one Telegram channel has been found to be behind a great deal of swatting incidents in the U.S. using the anonymity provided by Telegram, caller ID spoofing, and voices generated by artificial intelligence. A person or group of persons calling themselves Tor Swats is suspected to be behind dozens, if not hundreds, of swatting incidences. So, of course, this is where they defined it. And NPR reported in October 2022, 182 schools, 28 states received fake threat calls with familiar pattern behind this wave of fake calls. And it's basically now you can go onto these and looks like for $50 you can buy more extreme swatting services. $75 they'll close down a school. For $50 they'll do some other extreme services. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. Of course, they say if you're afraid of swatters targeting you, you can use a VPN to hide your IP address. Just if you're promoting NordVPN and you're not connected to the VPN, if you saw the clip earlier from the privacy thing, you'll see the IP address up there. Of course, I'm mobile and in a van. My IP address changes every time I turn my router on and off. Good luck with that. But, and I'm also mobile. Good luck with that. I can imagine somebody trying to call a SWAT on me. There's a guy. He's here. He's in a van. I don't know where he is. Find him. Yeah. All right. Good luck. Well, you can actually run your own VPNs, though. Of course, I use Linode for mine, but there are other services like Linode, including DigitalOcean. So we do have an affiliate for DigitalOcean. This allows you to this will allow you to spin up any form of things. We're actually doing some Nextcloud all-in-one tests with it right now. You can do your hosting clients, VPNs. I could do my restreaming server over here. It's no different than anything over on Linode. And with this one here, this one here, tlm.li/DOH for DigitalOcean hosting, DOH, $200, good for 60-day credit. Better than Linode's $100 for 60 days. So there you go. So tlm.li/DOH if you want to try spinning up some things with DigitalOcean. I've been using it now for a little bit, just branching out, making sure I have a few different services, diversifying my services basically. And so far, I've really liked working with DigitalOcean. It's pretty sweet stuff over there. tlm.li/DOH if you want to try out DigitalOcean. With that, let's head on over to Sillyville. And first up in Sillyville, we only have a couple. First up in Sillyville, she does not blow. A Maine lobster trapper caught a 5-foot-long live military rocket. And then went around and ran some errands with the explosive in the back of his pickup truck. Can you imagine crashing into that guy? Like, he's got the thing rolling around, you rear end him, the tailgate opens up, and this giant missile comes shooting out, hitting your glass window and exploding. Because he handed it over to the police. They did some x-ray scanning on it and found, yes, it had live tips. So here's our lobster man, and here is the missile that he found. This is an Mk-29 Mod 0 missile from the 1940s, submarine launch weapons, and Pease was confused to discover it was a missile. This was in his fishing nets off the coast of Maine. Taking a closer look, he realized he caught a 150-pound missile that had sunk to the bottom of the ocean, leaving him confused as to why? Because he's not aware of any naval or Air Force bases around. He gets it up onto the shore, And here is the Maine State Police x-rayed the tip of the missile and found live explosive despite the weapon expiring in 2003, and decided to detonate the bomb with dynamite and properly dispose of it. So there you have it, guys. You never know what you're going to find in that lobster trap down there. I just think it would be hilarious if he had it in the back of his pickup, somebody rear-ended him and just got blown up. Like, that's your reward for not paying attention, my friends. And last story, not a lot of stories today in the Sillyville. Sorry, it just wasn't too silly. Actually, it was overly silly. We threw a few more in the band. But a toddler triggers a Secret Service response after squeezing his way through the White House fence. So we had a tiny insurrection going on at the North Lawn. So the Secret Service immediately responded Tuesday to an intruder at the White House, a toddler who squeezed through the metal fencing. There you go. So let's let that guy load up there. Ha ha ha. There's our little dudes. Let's see. Do we have a bigger picture? Nope. So the little guy just kind of got in there, and there he is. These, I wonder, if this is a boy, he's probably safe. If it's the girl, it's like, excuse me, we've got to take you out for the sniffing first. Biden's out there like, bring that girl over. All right. But I think it was a boy. It kind of looks like a boy from this picture here. But of course, we don't know. Nobody's asked this child's gender. So whatever that's worth. Well, if you want to help support the channel, we do have a locals page. You can join in over there, switchedtolinux.locals.com, just one of the three other communities. We also have Patreon, we have Subscribestar, and we have my own homebrewed one, which sucks. It's called Think Life Media. But I'd prefer you join one of the other three because I have a lot of back-end infrastructure issues with the other one. So there's that. Locals, though, switchedtolinux.locals.com. Of course, we have 120 watching live on Rumble right now. You guys can just click the join button and head right on over there from that. With that, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.